Good morning friends, welcome back to Parnika tutorials. In the last few videos, I have discussed what is the definition of a data science. What is a data science? Data science is a science of collecting, storing, processing, describing and modeling of data. Then I have discussed how to collect the data. I hope you have watched those videos. If you did not watch those videos or if you don't know those concepts, I request you to go back and watch those videos and come back to this video. In this video, I want to discuss how to store the data. Okay, so I request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. Now coming to the storing of data, what kind of data we have? Suppose let's take that if you take in any organization, okay, let's take that you are taking an educational institute. There lot of students will be there and the faculty will be there and the staffs will be there. Now you are storing their personal information of the students, staff and the faculty. Is it clear? Now the personal information usually will be having the what is the name, whether he is a student or not, what category you are keeping, whether he is a category, let me keep it instead of student, category, whether in the category it can be either a student or it can be a staff or it can be a faculty. Then their personal information, like suppose let's take that phone number, age, okay, what is the, let's take that you want to store how many number of dependents are there, okay, is it clear, and their medical information, all this transaction information you are keeping. Then you want to perform any data analytics on it, like how many number of dependents on an average a person who is there in this institute is having. Is it clear? Or what is the average age of a person who is living inside this institute? Like that you want to perform the data analytics. Now if you want to perform the data analytics, first you need to store the data. Now what kind of data it is? It is a structured data because you are storing them in a table. So you have a proper structure. So this is a structured data. If you have a structured data and it is a small one, then you can use the relational database, okay, and then you can perform the operations such as insert, to insert the new values, or update, you can update the values, okay, and then you can remove those values. All these operations you can perform in an optimized way if you are storing them in a relational database. Is it clear? So this is one kind of information. Now let's take that you have an organization. Suppose let's take that I'm using the Geo. Reliance Jio is there. Now Reliance Jio, if you take, it has the mobile users. Now their mobile users data is stored in one database. Okay, is it clear? This information is again a structured data only. Now what is the name of the person who is using the Jio SIM? What is his age? All this information the Jio company will have and it is stored in one database. Let's take that. Now Jio nowadays have the smartphones also. Let's take that. How many people are using the Jio smartphones? That information is there in another database. So this is the database D1, this is the database D2, and nowadays Jio is coming with a broadband connection also. Now the broadband connection information is there in one database. How many people or what are the people who are using the broadband connection, what is the city, what is their age, all these things. Similarly nowadays I think Jio, I think dish connection also came, I does not remember correctly. Okay, so how many people are using that one? So the Jio has several services. One is the mobile thing, mobile SIMs, and another one is smartphones, and another one is the broadband connection and the Jio TV, all these things. Now if you look at each service information is there in one database. So now the Jio want to perform a data analytics. How many people are using the SIM and also the Jio smartphone? Or how many members who are using the Jio smartphone but not the Jio SIM? Or how many members who are using the Jio smartphones and Jio SIM but they are not using the Jio broadband connection? Like that. Suppose if the more people, they can give the advertisement in the Jio SIM. If they can send a message to everyone that next 1 month it is free for all the Geo smartphone users the broadband connection. Like that they can do, so that they can attract the already existing people who are using one of the service. So now if you look at the data is a structured data, but it is existing in multiple databases. Now whenever you want to perform the data analytics, you need to store the data in one place. So if you have a large amount of data and you want to perform the data analytics, then we will use the data warehouse. Okay, are you able to understand? In a data warehouse, we'll store the structured data. Why we are going for the data warehouse is we can optimally perform the data analytics on this data. Are you able to understand it? Because you want to perform the data analytics. How many members or what is the average age of the users who are using the Geo SIM? Like that, this kind of analytics, if you are storing the data in the data warehouse, you can perform the data analytics in an optimized way. Now another thing is that this is old, where the structured data is there. Nowadays, whatever the data, maximum data we are getting is unstructured data. The unstructured data, the examples are text messages we are sending in a WhatsApp or any other platform, Facebook or in Twitter or anything. This is the one kind of messages. We are sending the images, okay, in WhatsApp or in Facebook or something, and then we are sending the videos and then audios. So these all the data. This is the data nowadays we are generating more. Now whether the text message have any structure, should I write a message like this? There is nothing. Images, I can take any style. Am I right? I can take a photo while I'm sleeping, I'm eating, like that. Nowadays people are taking images for everything. Am I right? Whenever they're driving the car, they're taking selfie and they're hitting someone else. So all this data we are generating. So nowadays we are generating large amount of data. So that's why big data coming into the picture. Now the big data is having the three characteristics. One is that high velocity. You are generating data with a lot of speed. You know it or not, in 1 minute in YouTube, we are uploading 500 hours of data. Is it clear? Are you able to? This much amount of data we are generating, and high variety of data you are generating, because you are generating the text images, you are generating the images for a text, images, videos, audios. All these are high variety of data and high volume of data. Large volume we are generating. Okay, so big data is nothing but a high velocity, high variety and high volume of data. Now if you have this much information and they are unstructured, whether it is a semi-structured or structure, we will use the data lakes, or the companies or the organizations use the data lakes to store the data. Is it clear? If it is a transactional data, we can store in the relational database. If the data existing in the multiple database, when it is a structured data warehouse talks about the structured data, then we will use the data warehouse. But if you want to store the unstructured data, structured data, semi-structured data, whatever the data comes you want to store, okay, then we will use the data lakes. Let's keep the data. When it is required, we don't know. If it is required, we will perform the data analytics by keeping a data scientist. So this is the way you will store the data. I hope it is clear for you. If you still have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.